Now let's look at computational thinking within the context of storytelling. We have provided you with story building blocks. You will modify the words on each block based on your learner's needs and the context of the lesson. Your learners will create a flowchart with multiple story paths using the story building blocks. You can use a program such as Jamboard for a digital activity or sticky notes for a non-tech activity. Construct a story following the steps of the story circle using the previous flowchart as a guide. Variations are okay. Identify the protagonist, setting, conflict, and resolution in your story. Include a conditional statement in your story. Include at least one loop in your story. Debug your story to fix any plot holes. Here is an example of story building blocks. We are using Jamboard, but you could also use sticky notes. Notice each category has a wildcard for learners to substitute words or ideas if needed. Create multiple possible story paths, both beginning with the same protagonist. Why multiple story paths? Well, if you get stuck developing one story, you will already have backup plans. You will create your story following the story circle. You will move your building blocks to their corresponding location on the story circle. You will then develop your story using additional building blocks. Don't forget to add at least one conditional statement and one loop. Here is an example of the process. First, your learners will develop multiple story drafts using the flowchart and substituting these generic blocks with these specific blocks you created. Then, your learners will move the selected blocks around the story circle in locations they think are the best fit, substituting the specific blocks for the generic blocks. For example, your learners will replace protagonist with farmer, setting with mall, conflict with spraining ankle, and resolution with winning the blueberry pie eating contest. They will also create new blocks for the conditional statement, the loop, and any additional details. Finally, your learners will share their stories with other learners to debug their stories. To review computational thinking concepts in storytelling. Problem statement: creating a cohesive story using disconnected pieces or blocks. Decomposition: break the story into manageable pieces. Examine Act 1, you, need, go. Act 2, search, find, take. And Act 3, return and change. Pattern recognition: the pattern is identified within the story circle. Algorithm design: follow the path of the story circle and add conditional statements and loops. Abstraction: ability to create your own story or evaluate existing works using a model. Thank you.